FightSaga.com and Halftime Pizza proudly present War Week Radio chats with ring announcer and commentator Joseph Heron.
Happy Saturday to all of you guys. I want to welcome you guys to another fun-filled edition of War Week Radio. And guys, right now I'm being joined by the always insightful, well, my brother, G-Funky Boxing. G-Funky, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me. I apologize to everyone out there. We're not punctual because of me. I'm having some technical difficulties, but it's all good. We're going to get it underway. I'm also doing some parental duties, so it's all good. We're going to get through it.
Oh, I tell you what, man. Yes, we've got the little angel with us, and she's going to bring us great luck today. And the sun is out. Oh, my yard looks great, as I'm sure yours does as well, G-Funky. It's a beautiful day, guys, and hallelujah. I tell you what, when you know, it wouldn't be a day, though. Even with the Lord smiling upon us, it wouldn't be a day without the boxing fans, well, being disgruntled and letting everyone know about it, huh? And look,
man.
They really have no reason to be. Think about this, guys. Think about this. I know everyone wanted the Canelo Benavidez fight. I did too. You did too, G-Funky, correct?
Absolutely. That's the fight that I feel would be the biggest fight this year. I think it does better than the Tank Ryan fight, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to see it this year. So, but yeah, that's definitely the fight I wanted to see.
Yeah, well, you know what? I think we're all a little bummed about that. But, guys, this is reason for celebration. Not only are we going to get the biggest star of North America back in the ring in September 16th to be exact, but hallelujah, he's not fighting Dimitri Bivol again. So, as Canelo fans, you've got every reason to feel good about that because, G-Funky, what were the chances of him actually, once again, Canelo wanted to compete at 175 again. What were the chances of him actually beating Dimitri Bivol at 175 in the rematch?
Slim to none, Joe. Slim to none.
And in the immortal words of Don King, Slim done left town. Yeah. So, I promised myself I wasn't going to do that on the air, on the show. But, guess what? I did it. So, but look, guys, so you have, and also another reason to celebrate, he's not fighting Edgar Hamburger Langa. Hallelujah,
yes.
Guys.
Yes, thank God.
And he's also not going to be competing in September against Badu Jack in the Middle East. Guys, so why the gloom? Why the glum? Why the frown? Why the disgruntled sentiment? Come on, guys. He's going to be fighting in a matchup that pretty much everyone wanted to see last year and the year before and the year before that. He's going to be taking on Jamal Charlo. Isn't that great? G-Funky, you don't sound excited, man.
Well, I'm just doing my imitation of the average hardcore boxing fan who's mad at just about everything that goes on for some weird reason. But yeah, look, I'm glad I was wrong because I said on my channel when Samson came out publicly and said, hey, look, fight with Canelo's not happening. I had a gut feeling that it was going to be Berlanga who they chose. Hearn had threw that around. He also had mentioned that, if Berlanga looks good against his opponent, his name slips my mind right now, that he could have possibly put his name in the hat for a Canelo fight. But look, Charlo, again, like you said, this is a fight that a lot of people have been asking for a long time. So, yeah, let's not get upset about it. Let's just be happy that he's going to finally fight the guy that a bunch of people said he was avoiding for so long.
Yeah, look, guys, this is how long, right? This is how long people were demanding this fight, right? People even in the industry. When he whooped the Livy Knott, who just went life or death with Jaime Munguia, right? And that's the guy that Golden Boy wants Canelo to fight, right? when he whooped Sergey Derevyanchenko, and it wasn't even competitive really until maybe the back half of the fight. That was back in September of 2020. We were just coming out of, well, we were still right in the thick of COVID, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what was that? September 2020? They demanded to see Canelo versus Jermall Charlo. Right? And what is that, 2.5 years ago?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, now you go back even further, and if you remember, guys, this is a gentleman who was supposed to be Canelo's mandatory for the WBC back when he was still campaigning at 160, right?
Yes, sir.
So now you got to go even further than that. And rather than mandate his fight, the WBC chose to escalate, slapping a franchise brand on him, whatever the hell that means now, and basically exonerate Canelo Alvarez from fighting his mandatory challenger. And that was at the time Jermall Charlo. So you have to go back even further than 2.5 years, right? So, and this is a gentleman who's 33 years old now. So I don't know what everyone's complaining about. Well, this is what I've been reminded of lately. Oh man, Canelo's only choosing him because he's been off. He's been on the bench. He's been sidelined for the past 2 years. Oh, dude, that's typical Canelo, man. Duck Nello. He's ducking Benavidez to fight guy who's, he's been on the sideline for the past 2 years. And, man, he hasn't even had a tune-up. And that's the only reason why Canelo's getting it. It's the perfect time to fight Jermall Charlo. He knows he's going to knock him out because he's been inactive for 2 years. Junkie, what are your thoughts on that, brother?
Yeah, I'm already hearing that.
Now,
even though the fight is not official, I'm already hearing that that's the only reason why he wants to fight him now is because he's been off over 2 years now. Didn't look so great in his last fight against Montiel. So, I mean, again, man, these guys, they're never going to be happy. It's going to be a huge fight, man. Going to be a big fight. And take my word for it. If you don't, oh well. But
dude, listen to this, Chief Funk. You have to stop here, man. Look at this idiot right here. Wait a second. Didn't you say Canelo was fighting Jack last week? Yes, he still is. In December. You moron. You can't even keep your stories straight, Aaron. Yes, he's still fighting him. In December, dude. In December. That has nothing to do with Mexican independence. Okay? You idiot.
Here's another typical.
Here's another one, dude. You're another one of these clowns who simp boxing managers. Dude, you know what, dude? And you're an idiot who wouldn't know the difference. Once again, dude, you wouldn't know the difference. Do you think a boxing manager, do you think they'd want to even talk to you, brother? Or a fighter? Or a trainer? Or anyone in this business? No, because you're an idiot. Okay? Lose asshole. Right?
Yeah, I don't understand why these guys even watch the sport. All they do is complain, man. It's ridiculous.
Okay, so once again, it's funny. And I was having lunch with my angel of a mother. And I told you this, G. And it's so fortuitous. Over the speaker, they were playing music, and I heard the Judy Collins version of the Joni Mitchell classic, Both Sides Now. And I was thinking, right? And I was thinking, listening to the lyrics, and I'm going to recite these for you guys. And this kind of sizes up most boxing fans, except for the chorus, right? Okay, now it says, it's called Both Sides Now. She's talking about clouds in the first stanza. It says, rose and flows of angel hair, and ice cream castles in the air, and feather canyons everywhere. I looked at clouds that way. And she says further in the second verse, but now they only block the sun. They rain and they snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but clouds got in my way. If I didn't know any better, I would think that she were talking about boxing fans and how they view their quote unquote favorite pastime. But here's where it differs. Now, this is where Joni Mitchell is a little bit more mature than every boxing fan that I know today. She comes to the conclusion, and she says this in the chorus, I've looked at clouds from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow it's cloud illusions I recall. I really don't know clouds at all. Once again, she's grown up and she understands that, boy, there's so many ways of looking at one thing specifically, and that's life in a nutshell, isn't it? Yes, so, guys, listen to Joni Mitchell. Grow up. It's not cut and dried. It's not black and white, guys. All right? I understand that you guys have an emotionally invested interest, right, in your favorite fighters, which is great. The sport thrives off of that. But why be so absolute in your opinion when it's obviously slanted? Surely you can understand that, guys. Once again, G-Funky, what are your thoughts on that, brother, before we move forward, sir, and say hello to our dear friends in the chat?
Yeah, it's just one of those things, man. These guys will never be happy. If you say one thing negative about their favorite fighter, they're in their feelings. It's kind of sad, you know, but typical, very typical.
Well, I tell you what, guys. It's hilarious. I'm going to defend Canelo on this show once again, but I'm going to, criticize him as well. So I'm going to get both from both sides of the aisle. How do you like that, guys? And I'm used to that once again, because I don't have a dog in the hunt. This is the pecking order of things, right, for me. And no one on this show will ever be able to tell who my favorite fighters and my least favorite fighters are or aren't, right? And I defy anyone to tell me who my favorite fighters are right now, okay? Or least favorite. So want to give a big shout out to my brother, H Money. He says, David Benavidez scared of David Morrell Jr. I love it.
Oh, boy.
That's not the case, but like I said, it's not the case because they're actually fighting, guys. It's going to take place in October. Take it to the bank, right? You heard it first on War Week Radio, right? Also want to give a big shout out to my brother, Tycho TV. Thank you for always joining us, sir, and thank you for always supporting the show. And he goes, Halftime Pizza. Yes, official sponsor of War Week Radio. They have been for a very long time. Also, they're official sponsor for several of the promoters that I actually work with. And he also says, salute, G-Funky. Yes, sir, G-Funky.
What up, what up?
To you. Always giving it to you straight without bias, right? So once again, G-Funky, am I wrong in saying this, assuming this? Because you're like me. Here's the pecking order of things. We are pro-boxing, pro-health of the sport. What's best for the health of the sport, we're completely in favor of. What's not good for the health of the sport, boo, bad. Everything else is a very distant second. Did I sum it up?
That is 100% correct, Joe. I'm right on board with you on that.
Yeah, like everything else is nonsense and noise, guys. So you will never hear us refer to any platform as absolute garbage or any promoter as garbage. Well, except for on the special occasion, Golden Boy Promotions and Oscar De La Hoya. But you know what? Once again, he's doing what he can. He just can't help it. When they lost Richard Schaefer as well as the late great Ton Chargan, God rest his soul, yeah, they became a second-rate promotional outfit. And once again, I'm just calling it like I see it, guys. I don't care, right? But I do love boxing. Want to give a big shout-out to my brother Big Sully. He says, salute, Joseph. I have a question. If you just had to choose who Canelo is fighting, Please don't say Berlanga. Eddie debunked that. And I do think David's more deserving. I think we did state that in the outset of the show, didn't we, G?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, it's unanimous, guys. It's become a consensus, right? It's become a consensus among fight fans. Okay? We all wanted to see David Benavidez and Canelo Alvarez. That is the hot fight. That's the hot fight, guys. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay? So when Canelo completely and Eddie Reynoso completely ignored the David Benavidez, Samson Lukowicz offer, right? We were all extremely disappointed. And I can speak for everybody. We were all extremely disappointed because that's the fight. Do you remember the last week's show that we were together? Remember how happy I was? And I was like, you know what? Dimitri Bivol, we all should send him a nice thank you card this year for taking one for the team and pricing yourself out of the Canelo fight, the Canelo rematch. It's your own damn fault, and that's the reason why we're going to get the Dave Benavidez fight. I was so positive about it. Do you remember that, G?
Yeah, and same for me, man. I was hoping that was going to be their the push that they needed to say, well, let's get the Benavidez fight then, since Bivol's playing hardball, you know?
Yeah. So one thing we want to know, now that we're on this subject, okay, everyone's been rolling with this ignorant narrative, right? Oh, man, these are facts, brother. Oh, come on, man. You know, he never had, that was a bogus offer that they sent to Canelo. He never had any intention of making that fight because he was already committed. And we know this for a fact. He had a contract to fight Morrell. So that's BS, brother. G Funky, would you like to debunk that ignorant theory, sir?
Oh, yeah. And I did that as soon as Samson came out and said that he got no response from Team Canelo to the offer, because that was the first line of defense for the Canelo fanboy is, well, they already had a fight signed with Morrell. That is complete bullshit. They don't have a fight signed with Morrell. When I interviewed Samson, I interviewed him twice in April, once in person on April 7th at a Showbox card, and then he came on a week later, April 14th on my channel. And I asked him again. Both times I asked him about the Benavidez situation and going after Canelo. And he told us they had an agreement to fight Morrell 2 fights ago. This was already 2 weeks after he had beat Caleb Plant. So we're talking right after Benavidez had beat Kyrone Davis. They had agreed to fight David Morrell. That doesn't mean that they have a contract. Because if that was the case, he would have never went on to fight David Lemieux in an eliminator, and he would have never went on to fight Caleb Plant in a second eliminator in the WBC to become the mandatory. So that is complete garbage. Don't listen to it.
Yes, sir. Very, very well stated, brother. And once again, you would know because you just interviewed the man. And once again, I spoke with someone who, well, is an executive at Showtime Sports, and he confirmed that. Now, once again, this is a gentleman who, the reason why he's in this position at Showtime Sports, he protects, he's an attorney. And his job, first and foremost, is to protect the network legally. Protect them from any reviews contracts. That's what he's good at. That's his forte. That's why he got the position, right? That's why he got the position. Okay, and what he stated was, yeah, it was no contractual agreement. It was basically a covenant stating, hey, basically a gentleman's agreement, a covenant stating we are going to fight eventually. Nothing specific, but yeah, we're going to fight. No term note, no specific information. So that was confirmed from an executive at Showtime, right?
Mm-hmm.
So once again, guys, don't listen to this ignorant narrative from guys who have never worked a day in this business, who don't know anyone in this business. Yeah, it's poppycock, brother. That's it. Do you have anything to add to that, G?
No, not at all, man. And of course, there's going to be people that are going to protect the fanboy narrative out there. And look, that's fine. Believe what you want, man. But the man said 2 fights ago, man, and they still haven't fought Morrell yet. So you believe what you want, man.
Okay. And here's something for you. Now, we're going to get to you, Sly. Thank you very much once again for the super chat, brother. And we're going to talk about Andrade, Charlo, their whole date on Instagram. Oh, wasn't that nice? Oh, them whispering sweet nothings to each other on Instagram. Wasn't that beautiful? Oh, that was so nice. We're going to get to that in a second, my friend. But thank you for being here, brother. And thank you for always supporting War Week Radio. We really appreciate you being a valued extended family member. We love you, brother, on this show. Big Sully says, gee, Funky, you say when you interviewed Samson, well, I'm sorry, my friend, but he had many more interviews like with Beeb. I'm sorry, dude. Do you really think that jughead, that pasty jughead bastard has more credibility than myself or G Funky? If you do, well, then you're on the wrong channel, sir. Go have fun with, I don't know, what do they call themselves? Retard Central? What is the name of their channel? I don't even remember. Right? Boxing Voice Reject? That guy who knows nothing about the business. And once again, guys, he's got a track record to prove it. Go listen to all of his predictions. They're nonsense. He gets everything wrong, guys. Okay, he's got no credibility. He's not in this business. He works with the union doing something else. I don't know what the hell he does. He doesn't attend any fights. Have you ever seen W.A.W. at a fight?
I know in the past he's done some things like that. Beeb, I've done work with Beeb before. He's a friend of mine. I know you have your thing with him, but that has nothing to do with me, man. Do I always agree 100% with Beeb? No, absolutely not. And he doesn't always agree with what I say either. But yeah, I mean, look, here's the thing, man. I'll just address what this comment here says. Look, man, you could believe who you want, man. Believe whatever you want. But the thing is this, 2 fights ago, man, and he fought 2 different guys not named David Morrell. So you go ahead and ride with whatever you want to ride with, man. That's your decision, not mine. I'm not here to try to change anybody's minds. I'm just here to put the information that was presented to me from the man's promoter. That's it.
So once again, from the same executive from Showtime Sports, he recently debunked that theory, saying, yes, it was a very real offer that Samson Lukowitz, who is a friend of his and a co-promoter that has a very good working relationship, not only with Showtime and PBC, but everyone in the business. He's a very well-respected guy in the business. Everyone likes Samson and has respect for him. He's a stand-up guy, right? And that offer was supported by, well, the deep pockets of Showtime Sports. Let me ask you something, G. How many promoters in this business? Like, a lot of people are coming up with this bullshit saying, oh, well, Samson doesn't have that kind of money. Canelo's the one with the money. Once again, guys, do you really think Canelo uses any of his own money to stage these prize fights? Do you think PBC uses their own money to guarantee these main events? Do you think Eddie Hearn uses his own money to guarantee these main events? G Funky, who guarantees these main events?
It's the network, man. And that's exactly what Samson told us in the same interview. So he said, look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I got $40-50 million to throw at Canelo, because I don't. That's what the Showtime is for. That's what he told us. And then if you listen to what Stephen Espinoza just said in a recent interview, he was at the presser for Spence Crawford. They asked him the same thing. And he said, yeah, it was a real offer. Samson is the co-promoter, and it was backed up by Showtime. So once again, that's 2 legit sources. So believe what you want, man.
Okay, now here's the dagger, right? I'm going to throw the dagger in all this bullshit, right? That this offer wasn't real. And guys, did you even question? You just thought, oh, because it's a bullshit offer, right? That's why Canelo and Eddie Reynoso ignored that offer, right? Wrong. From a gentleman who's been a friend of mine since when he used to work with another promotional company. I've known him for 15 years, a dear friend of mine. He now works for Matchroom Sport. He gave me the skinny on why he ignored that offer, Eddie Reynoso and Canelo Alvarez. And he goes, Joseph, do you know the reason why? No, it wasn't his allegiance or his partnership or relationship with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Sport or DAZN. Do you know why he did it? I said, please enlighten me. He goes, because he could. No one is going to bully Canelo Alvarez, not the fans, not a promoter, not a network, and certainly not a prize fighter or anyone else in this business. He goes, dude, do you remember we were trying to put together? Do you remember we were trying really hard to promote Demetrius Andrade when he had a working relationship with Matchroom Sport? Do you remember we were trying to build and promote him and build to an eventual showdown with Canelo Alvarez? Do you remember that? I said, of course. He goes, do you remember in San Antonio, Texas? He goes, you were there. Do you remember when Demetrius Andrade ambushed him at his post-fight press conference with Callum Smith? I said, yeah, it was hilarious. And he goes, dude, you know what? If you try to bully Canelo Alvarez into making a decision, he's going to quickly remind you that he's the boss. He's the A-side. He's the man. No one dictates terms to Canelo Alvarez. It's the other way around. And the harder you push, the harder he's going to push back, or the less he's going to even acknowledge you. What was his response to Demetrius Andrade that evening when he was ambushed by Andrade and his father?
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, and you never heard a peep from Canelo Alvarez with that matchup in mind ever again. Guys, that's the only reason why I ignored the offer, because he could. No one dictates terms to Canelo Alvarez. Not Eddie Hearn, not DAZN, not Al Heyman, not Samson Lukowitz, and definitely not David Benavidez. So my advice to David and Samson and anyone moving forward, don't pressure Canelo, or else he will push back and he will tell you to, I'm sorry, say it again, G.
The fuck out of here.
Guys, that's the reality. That's it. Now, once again, Jamal Charlo, according to Ron Shields, and once again, I have to tell you guys, if you think it's a done deal, Eddie Hearn spilled beans yesterday. Now, G Funky, I was last night. I still haven't even seen the interview. Last night, my son took me to go see Dream Theater last night, right? In Austin, Texas. And that was my Father's Day gift. Boy, and I tell you what, son, what a joy it was to spend time with you and to see all these great bands. We saw Animals as Leaders. We saw Devin Townsend, and we saw Dream Theater in the Dream Sonic Tour. And it was the very first date of the tour. And it kicked off in Austin, Texas. And we were right there. Great seats, too. Thank you, Sonny. I love you, buddy. You sent me a text during the concert. And it said something like, yeah, Eddie Hearn just admitted that Charlo's getting it. Right?
Yeah, that's what I saw. Yeah.
So I didn't get to see the interview. So please tell me what Eddie Hearn said exactly.
Oh, geez. Now you're testing my memory.
No. Give me the abridged version, brother, because we're old. Now, obviously, you're not as old and as decrepit or gray-haired as I am. But hey, do your best, my friend.
Again, my short-term memory due to lack of sleep is really, really bad. But yeah, he just basically said that it's Charlo. It looks like it's going to be Charlo instead of W.A.W. So, I mean, that's great, man, because as much as fans would like to sell you on a Jack fight, no, that's not what we want to see. Not even close to what we want to see. Charlo again is.
But we're going to see it anyway, brother. We're going to see it in December. Now, once again, guys, it was never a possibility. Now, when you heard Eddie Hearn said, "Oh, it's 90% done," the fight with W.A.W., it was never in play for September, guys. Never. Okay, that's not going to take place until December. That's still in play, but not for December, not until December. So that was never even an option. The only thing possibly standing in the way, right, as far as Eddie Hearn was concerned, was Bevel. Should he have an about face and say, you know what, I understand, Canelo, thank you for the opportunity. We'll take your $5 million. We'll defend our title at 175, and we'll unleash, uncork another ass whooping on you, brother. We'll be more than happy to take your $5 million and another loss on your resume. Thank you for playing. No, that was the only possibility, but that doesn't, because once again, because of inflated purses, because of an inflated ego, yeah, they truly believe, even though they couldn't sell out my living room on a Saturday night. They truly believe that they're entitled to more. And so once again, guys, what happens when you try to push too hard at Canelo? He pushes back. He stands firm. He will remind you, hey, brother, I'm the boss. I'm the one with the gold, and we play by the golden rule here. You has the gold, makes the rules. That's it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's it. That was Eddie Hearn's last ace in the hole. That's it. Okay? Oh, hold on here. We got another one here. Jay Finest. He says, I smell BS in the air. You dig? Please be specific, sir. What is BS in your mind, sir? What is it? Please be specific. And thank you for joining us, Dre. We love you on the show, man. So we have to go to Sly's super chat after this. But so that was his last ace in the hole. So now it's come down to Jamal Charlo. And according to Eddie Reynoso, that's who he's fighting next. Now, I spoke with Ronnie, and I spoke with other people about this involved. And, well, Coach Ronnie's told me this. You know what? We've been down this road before. I said, congratulations, Coach Ronnie. It looks like you're getting the fight. He goes, no. I'm not going to feel good about anything until he signs a damn contract, because we've been through this already too many times. I'm not going to believe it until I see his damn signature on the contract. And can you blame him, G?
No, not at all. This fight has been talked about for years. I've often said how Benavidez has earned his position. He's a mandatory now in the WBC. Well, that was Charlo a few years back. So, yeah, they have every right to feel that way until they sign. There's a contract and they sign on the dotted line. Then they can believe it. They get into training camp. But no, I don't blame them at all for feeling that way.
You know, it's funny. Here I am defending, right, Canelo Alvarez, telling everyone, dude, he's the guy. He's the man. He can fight whoever the hell he wants, and there's not a damn thing anyone can do about it. Would you actually characterize that as me defending Canelo? Right?
I would say so, yeah.
Okay, so now get this. All these cuts, Nello bashing, but PBC needs him, not the other way around. They have 4 guys calling out Nello undefeated, but won't fight each other. Chief Funky, stop cucking. Badu Jackson's a hell of a fight. It's a legacy fight, 5th weight division, way more meaningful than the David fight. Keep it real. Ching Gao, dude. Oh my gosh, guys. You know what? Okay. Am I speaking in Mandarin Chinese, G, today?
You must be, because these fanboys, they don't understand real boxing talk. That's the problem, Joe. That's why they come in here under different names, under different accounts, because they're not man enough to talk to us in a real way. They got to hide behind bullshit like that, man. That's all it is. Nobody's hating, right? The problem is you're an emotionally attached fanboy, and you can't take any kind of real boxing talk, man, especially when it comes to your fighter. Fuck out of here.
Well, I'll tell you what, Sly has the beat, and thank you, Sly. I really appreciate this, and you're the man, brother. Says Big Joe and G Funky, deadly combination. Brother, we're the truth serum. Okay, the cancer that are all these bullshit channels on YouTube. We are the serum. We're ready to cut that shit out, brother. We're immune to this, right? We're in this business. We talk to people in this business. And once again, most importantly, we've got nothing to gain from any of this, guys. We just report. If you don't like what we have to say, that doesn't make it any less true.
Right.
Okay? That's it, guys. That's it. We've got no dog in the hunt. Once again, our only priority here is we love boxing. We are pro-health boxing. That's it. That's it, guys. That's where it ends. Everything else is just nonsense and noise. We don't care. We just want to see great fights. Great fights equate to positive health for our beloved boxing. That's it, guys. That's it. So let's continue to say hello to our very dear friends in the chat. Big Sully says this. Joseph G. Funky with the T-Mobile Arena booked and MGM in Vegas. You think Canelo and Charlo, if that fight happens in Texas, that'd be a big fight over there. Yes, sir.
Indeed. Indeed.
G Funky, would you like to break the news, brother?
No, you go ahead, man.
I tell you what, guys. Once again, yes, it is true. T-Mobile Arena is booked, right? By the UFC. There's a UFC event going to be going on there September 16th. So you won't dare see PBC and Tom Brown book a Canelo fight, or even Canelo or Eddie Reynoso be in favor of booking a fight that same night, right down the strip at an MGM-owned property. Once again, guys, they are the proprietors of T-Mobile Arena. So you won't see them go head-to-head with that on the same night, right? Right down the strip. You won't see them put in the Grand Garden Arena either. It's going to be in Houston, Texas. More than likely, it's going to be at Minute Maid Park. Okay? That's it. Thank you for the comment and the question, Big Sully. We appreciate you being here. Here to there from across the pond. Thank you, brother. Cheers, Joseph. G Funky would prefer Benavidez. Charlo's inactive. Good timing for Canelo to take him out with less resistance. Okay, so after speaking to Ronnie, right, he goes, look, I have no problem. My guy's been staying busy. I've been working with him for the past several months. He feels great. He looks sharp. I've been working out with him every single week, almost every day. Okay? And if I didn't feel that he was capable of doing it, I would advise him to turn down the fight. But I'm not going to do that. We've waited a long time for this. If it does happen, we're ready. Okay? We are not going to let this opportunity slip by. And G Funky, if they sign on the contract and agree to fight, are there any excuses that anyone can make?
No.
If Charlo loses.
Nope, you can't. And just like how I had my complaints about Ryan taking that ridiculous catch weight and rehydration clause against Tank, look, somebody at the end of the day, somebody advised him to put pen to paper and sign that contract. So you got to live with your decision, man. And if Jamal Charlo and his team decide that it's worth getting in there off of all this inactivity, they made their bed. They got to sleep in it. And so do his fans at the end of the day. No excuses.
Yep, that's it, guys. Once again, and here was the trade-off, and most people didn't realize this. Not even you at the time, G. I think I was on your show and I spilled the beans. Here's the trade-off, and here's the real reason why Ryan Garcia actually agreed to those absurd rehydration limitations, right? And that absurd catch weight, because he was given in return, in exchange, 50% of the purse. Now, in Ryan Garcia's situation, what would you do, G?
I'm sorry. Say that again one more time, Joe.
If you were in Ryan Garcia's situation, what would you have chosen? Okay, agree to those terms for 50% of the purse, or stand your ground and say no, we're fighting at 138 or 140. What would you have done?
For me, I mean, because again,
now I have to think through a competitive perspective,
Oh, no.
Is
Bottom line here, though, 50% of the purse.
right. Is it worth the money, to put your body through that? Or is it worth, your record to probably take a loss here? And that's what he chose, For me, I know this might sound silly to some of you. I would have tried to negotiate a better deal. I would have just continued to try, and see what happens. But that's on them, man. They have no one.
Look. And you know what, brother? I commend you on your integrity, your sense of integrity. And brother, you've got principles. You've got moxie. That's why we love you. Me, you can call me a whore all you want. I would take the money, baby. 50%. I would have done exactly what Ryan Garcia did. And guess what? That's why he and his party were so happy, even though they got KTFO'd.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why he didn't want to get up and fight some more. That's why he quit and laid down like a dog. Because he was like, you know what? I'm making 50%. Who cares?
Yep.
But hey, true, so that's it, guys. Okay, that's it. Once you sign on the dotted line, there are no excuses anymore. Not from the fighters, not from the trainer, not from the promoters, not from the fans. There shouldn't be anyway. So there it is. Thank you there for that comment, brother. We love you, man. And I want to give it to, excuse me, give a big shout out to Ham Rothstein. Love the moniker, brother. Love the moniker. By the way, that is my favorite Martin Scorsese movie of all time. Casino. I love it.
Yes, sir.
He goes, and thank you. So welcome to the show, sir. He says, I see Canelo blasting out Benavidez. Ooh, don't go there, man. Puro Mexicano ese. And by the way, burritos are flipping delicious. Right? He says, this guy can't even break a clinch after he rehydrates at 200 pounds. Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
All right, moving on. Thank you for being here, Ham. We appreciate it, brother. Want to go to our brother, Sid UK. Between Sid and Sly, man, we've got some great comments coming up. Sid says, Canelo has had a long and decorated career. These boxers have moved strategically, and most have ducked any real danger. Canelo can pick who he wants. Boxing isn't going to be better when he retires. Ding, 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 ding. Big winner, chicken dinner.
That's a great comment right there. Let's give him a hand, guys. All right.
Woo!
And again, for the guy catching feelings in the chat, look, we acknowledge the truth, right? Canelo, like the comment said, he's the guy. He's gonna pick who he wants to, and there's not a damn thing any of us could do about it. And
that's it.
The funny thing is, you guys like to bash Samson, but he said the same thing to me in my interview when I interviewed him in person. He said, "Look,
that's it.
I can't force him." Mauricio Suleiman of the WBC said that the winner of Benavidez Plant is to fight Canelo next, but he can't force him either. So yeah, we just got to live with it, whatever he chooses, and it's looking like he's choosing Jamal Charlo in September. So it is what it is, guys.
That's it. Brother, very eloquently said. And you know what, Sid? Very eloquently said. And once again, that's why we love you on this show. Extended, very valued, extended family member of War Week Radio. God bless you, Sid. Thank you for being here always, my friend. Ham also has the beat. Don't give them any attention they crave, Joe. Treat them like mushrooms. Feed them feces and keep them in the dark.
Right. Hey, I just put some fungicide down too on my lawn, so there you have it. Boom.
I love it. Well, I like to I subscribe to your ideology, G Funky, and this is one thing I'm learning from G Funky. Once again, despite the outspokenness, I'm very humble. If you know me personally, right? And I always take pride in constantly learning. And G Funky's teaching me a lot in how to treat these things, right? And he says, you know what, Joseph? It's mind over matter. And I think Emmanuel first taught me this. And I'm just now learning. Still learning from Emmanuel, learning from my brother G. It's mind over matter. You don't mind what they say because they don't matter at the end of the day. That's it.
Right. That's right, man.
Mind over matter, guys.
And if you guys can't accept real talk, then hey, here's what you can do.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
Woo! Sorry, guys, my throat. It's still a little raspy from singing all night and screaming all night at that awesome show last night. It was amazing, guys. Amazing. Thank you, son. Thank you. So yeah, my throat's a little torn, but we're still gonna forge ahead. Sid UK says some fans are beer toxic and act like a bunch of lesbians on ecstasy. Oh, and
shit.
during Pride Month especially. Wow, how fitting. I ignore them because if I listen too long, it makes my head hurt. Yes, indeed, guys. I this is why I told G also I will never go on another channel ever again. Not just to say hi, not to give them some inside information. I will never go on another channel except for G Funkies and my brother James from the Boxing Source. That's it. That's it. Those are the only channels that I'm sorry, Boxing Gems. I'm going to be on there tonight when we talk about the fight. Ryan from Boxing Gems. Those are the only 3 that I will go on from now on because I cannot stomach it any further, guys. I can't. I just cannot. I don't have it within me. I don't have it in me any longer. I don't. We want to thank Pulverizer to the show. Welcome to the show, sir. Says Canelo versus Charlo. Thumbs up. Boom. What's not to love, guys? What's not to like? Once again, this isn't Hamburger Langa. This isn't
40-year-old Badu Jack.
No, this isn't Badu Old Man Jack. Come on, guys. Feel good about this. This is a great matchup that we've been wanting to see for a long time. And wait a minute. Now, once again, a little closer to the truth, was it the 2-year layoff? Is that the reason for this? Or is it because Charlo wasn't consistently calling him out any longer? What do you think, G?
That's a good question. I think it's probably because they hadn't mentioned his name for a while, you know? Like you said, you heard from someone on the inside that said, hey, Canelo doesn't like when people talk trash like that. And that's exactly why Andrade didn't get the fight. And now it seems like that's why the Benavidez fight isn't happening. So, yeah, I mean, I trust Ronnie. He's he's on this channel every week. If he says Charlo's ready and they're ready, if that fight presents itself, then it is what it is, man. You know?
And there it is, guys. There it is. Now, once again, if you watch the first press conference between Crawford and Spence, boy, they quickly remind you, and they shouldn't have, but they quickly reminded you. Now, how was their reaction when they went face-to-face for the first time? Did it look like they were rivals? Did it look like they hated each other? No. What did it look like?
Looked like they were like, hey, man, we made it. We're here.
Yep. And why is it? And once again, because that's the reality, guys. They're business partners at the end of the day. Everything else is for the benefit of the fans and the media, right? The bad blood, that's bullshit, right? Now think about if you're a Canelo situation or any fighter who makes millions of dollars, and you're giving this opportunity to someone. If someone's a true asshole and you don't like him, do you really want to make him a rich man? G Funky, if you were in that situation, would you make them your business partner?
Oh, of course, man. You know? Let's sell this thing, man. Let's sell this fight. Let's do what we got to do. But when it comes down to walking into that ring and then that bell for round 1, it's fuck you for the next 12 rounds. You know,
that's it, guys. Guys, these guys, for all intents and purposes, they're business partners. Okay, Canelo does not want to do business or make someone millions of dollars who he thinks is a complete piece of shit. That's it. That's it, guys. That's the reality. Now, you may think of it as pulling the curtain back and showing the Wizard of Oz, exposing the Wizard of Oz, but that's the reality, guys. That's the reality. Okay? If Canelo really hated Triple G, you'd have never seen him give him that opportunity. You would have never seen him embrace him at the end of the fight. You would have never seen him say, yeah, this is the best fighter I've ever been in the ring with. He's a great fighter. He's a future Hall of Famer. But that's what he said. There it is. So let's go back to this, brother, because we have to address the big boo-boo elephant in the room. Sly, thank you, brother, once again for always supporting War Week Radio. We love you, brother, on the show. Thank you for being our brother, and thank you for being our family. And he says, got to hear you take on Andre begging Charlo for a fight on Instagram. Why is this guy begging to fight middleweights like Eubank Jr. or Charlo? G, would you like to take first crack at this, sir?
Well, Andrade or Andrade, however you want to say
well,
it.
let me just clear this first. Like if an Hispanic guy, Librado Andrade, he pronounces it Andrade. Demetrius,
okay.
if you ever speak to Demetrius or his father, he's Andrade. Do not call him Andrade or he'll get pissed off.
Andrade, okay.
So Librado Andrade goes by Andrade, right? He's from Brazil, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's Portuguese. He Andrade, that's how you pronounce his last name. Spelt the same way, but pronounced differently. Demetrius Andrade, guys. And once again, how do I know this? I've been covering his career since he came out of the amateur, since he came out of the Olympics, guys. Okay? And he's always been very, very good to me. Even when he was back with Joe DeGuardia and Banner Promotions, right? Artie Pululo. They've always been very good to me, and they've always given me interviews. He was a guest on my old radio show probably about 20 times. And why? Because he's entertaining as hell. And he's a great fighter. Unfortunately, he cannot sell out my living room on a Saturday night.
Yep.
And is it an understatement, G, to say that Charlo Andrade is about as still dated as Aaron Pryor versus Sugar Ray Leonard?
Yeah, that fight. No, that fight's not going to happen. Like you said, he can't move any tickets. And unfortunately, he has been terribly mismanaged throughout his career, which is why he hasn't got any big fights whatsoever. He's a good fighter, don't get me wrong, but much like the guy who's going to be fighting tonight on DAZN, has made some horrible business decisions with his career, and that's why they're in the situations that they're in currently, looking at all other options and whatever they can do. I mean, my God, Prograis signs with DAZN, and then he goes and all he mentions is guys that are not on DAZN to fight. Horrible decision.
Oh, poor Regis, man. I love Regis, and I love his training tandem, Aaron Navarro, Bobby Benton. They're great guys, and they're among the most underrated in boxing, right? Absolutely love those guys from the Main Street Gym in Houston, Texas. Great bunch of guys. But man, terrible decision signing with Matchroom Sport. What were they thinking? Come on now. They could now be in position to fight for the vacant WBO title. If he had just signed with Top Rank, he'd be getting the fight with your brother, Jose Ramirez. Come on. Ching got that, dude. No,
man. All these fights are possible. That's ducking. Like, yeah. Okay.
Ching Gal, guys. Gosh. I'm sorry. Who said that? Wasn't that Jughead? Okay. I'm sorry. I forgot. Yeah. I forgot that you guys are friends. My apologies. I won't speak another ill word of that dude. Yeah.
No. Look. I'm in no position to tell anybody what to say or how to feel about
No. I understand that, but just out of respect, I'm not going to cast any more aspersions on the show publicly. But when I'm talking to you on the phone, well, I'm gonna give you an earful, brother.
Yeah. Well, look, I'll just say this, guys. Look, we understand this, right? Even the most simple-minded boxing fan out there understands that, yes, theoretically, all these fights can be made, right? But they don't all get made. That's the real question. Why don't they get made? All right, ask yourself that, okay? And then you'll know. Then you'll know, okay? But yeah, some guys act like they don't know that for some reason. It's weird. Anything to protect the narrative, I guess. I don't know.
Well, look, guys, and this is proof positive, and I know this for a fact. But who's a good Charlo for conducting this bullshit date with Demetrius Andrade on publicly on Instagram? He was giving good tongue lashing, right? I know this. And this is why fighters customarily leave all of that up to their management, promoters, network, whatever, because they really don't understand the business of boxing or want to, as they probably better than they should. They once again, guys, here's the pecking order of things when it comes to Jermall Charlo. After the Canelo fight, if he is, and once again, win or lose, he still is the WBC middleweight champion. That means after the Canelo fight, he has to fight Carlos Adames or the winner of Adames versus J-Rock. Okay? There is no room for Demetrius Andrade in this equation, guys. That's it. And Jermall should have known this, but he doesn't. Because and once again, this is why you have managers. This is why you have promoters. So you don't have to focus on this shit, and you just focus on whooping ass in the gym and in the ring. Preparing, living that Spartan lifestyle, preparing for the rigors of battle. That should be your primary focus. That's why you have managers and promoters, guys. And he lost sight of that, and shame on him. But hey, he learned his lesson, I think. Well, yeah, that's
let's hope so, Joe. And you're absolutely right, man. This is why you pay a percentage of your fight purse to your manager. Let him do his job. Let him or her do their job and get you the best deal. This way, the only thing you have to focus on is getting your ass up, getting in the gym, and preparing for your next fight. That's it, man. But these guys, one thing I agree with Bob Arum when he spoke recently about what went wrong with Teofimo a few years back. And he said, hey, look, these guys, when they decided to be promoters instead of fighters, that's when they screw themselves over. And unfortunately, he's right.
Yep.
He's right. Excuse me for 1 minute, Joe. I got to step away for just 1 second, okay?
Take your time, my friend. Take your time. We're going to continue saying hello to our very dear friends in the chat and Side Tendencies once again with a very, very good comment. Insightful. Showtime would put up that kind of money for Benavidez and a Canelo offer because they know Canelo sells. They also know that if David wins, he becomes undisputed and he becomes a superstar. No one really loses. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Guys, if they were willing to put up that kind of money for Caleb Plant, who has a much smaller fan base, right? And a much lesser upside, then they're definitely going to be willing to put up that kind of money for a fight opposite David Benavidez, which, let's face it, guys, that's a much hotter matchup, and that has much greater earning potential. That's it. Truth Teller, welcome to the show, sir. He says, Benavidez is a fucking hype job. Get off his nuts, homie. PBC is just trying to double dip before they feed David Canelo. Look, guys, if he were a hype job and if he weren't the goods, he would not be stepping in the ring with David Morrell Jr. in October, guys. And just face it, if you're truly honest with yourself, Truth Teller, why would you want to see Canelo fight him that badly if he were just a fucking hype job? Truth Teller, why don't you be truthful to yourself? Adolfo Horta, welcome to the show, sir. Canelo just doesn't want to pass the torch, period. What torch? And he's fighting, right? So someone's got that opportunity. But guys, just because Canelo fights someone and loses and wins, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to equate to huge dollars, big ticket sales, that's not going to increase their market value necessarily. The fans determine that, not Canelo. The fans determine that. Look at perfect example is Dimitri Bivol. Is he a household name now because he beat the pants off of Canelo? No, it doesn't work like that. The fans determine who the next big name in boxing is. The fans determine that, not who fights and who beats Canelo. Doesn't work like that. Okay? The fans have to decide. That's it, Adolfo. Thank you for being here, my friend. We really appreciate it, brother. Also, my brother Lance Meyer. Welcome to the show, sir. Let me see if I did that correctly. No. Here it is. Welcome to the show, Lance. We really appreciate you being here. Said Joseph G. Funky Boxing. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Good afternoon to you, brother. And it's very good to see you back in the chat. Excellent to see you, my friend. Dre says, now going back to the BS comment, right? Pushing up on Canelo. People don't know by now that Canelo will fight whoever he will too. Yeah, look, that's just the basic truth. That's the reality of this, guys. Once again, we're neither defending Canelo nor tearing him down. The truth simply is what it is. You may not like it, but that's not going to change what it is. It's the truth. Canelo is the gold standard. He is the guy. He is the man. He determines who he fights, when he fights, where he fights. That's it. And no one can do a damn thing about it. And we don't care. As long as he's active, the sport of boxing is in better health. That's all we care about, is our biggest stars staying active. D, is that all you care about as well?
Yeah. I want this sport to be as good as possible, man. I'm sick and tired, man, of hearing casual fans and fans of other sports, like a lot of my friends in my personal life, well, this is why I don't like boxing. It's why I don't watch, because, this or that or whatever. I'm just sick and tired of hearing that. And I want big fights. I want people watching. I want everybody talking about it. That's what I want, man. Whoever's at the head, I don't care whoever's at the head. I don't care who's the quote-unquote face of boxing. That doesn't bother me. Hell, if there's more than one superstar in the sport of boxing, that's even better, man. That's the way it was in the 80s when we had what they call now the Four Kings. There was all four of those guys are big names. And look how healthy the sport was then. People were interested in it. Major sports outlets covered it constantly. That's what we should be striving for, guys. Not being fanboys, not trashing fighters, or being fanboys of promotional companies. All that does, guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, all that fucking does is give your favorite YouTube channel money, which is what they're all about. They're not about the health of the sport. They're about themselves, guys. They want numbers. They want subscribers. They want super chats. That's what they want. So, of course, you're going to throw the red meat to the fanboys, man. We want what's best for this sport, man, because this sport gets disrespected. It's been far too long, man, and I don't want it to go on anymore. That's my position.
G-Funk, can you please do me a favor, sir? Hit that damn applause button, because that was damn beautiful. I love it. That was beautiful. Very well said, brother. And I echo your sentiment. Very well done, my friend. And that's why we love you here, brother. And here to there, boy, he echoes this. He shares the sentiment of a lot of boxing fans, and it's understandable. It's understandable. There's a lot of questions around this match. And no, this is not nearly as hot of a matchup as it once was, or as hot as the David Benavidez fight. That's not what we're saying. But I will read this because it's very insightful. Charlo's inactivity and the tribulations he has had to deal with makes this feel different. Yes, it does. He is now ripe to be picked by Canelo. Well, is he? That remains to be seen. And just to, well, what would you do, G, if you said, well, wait a minute, how is this matchup with Canelo? Who would we be able to talk to that may shed some light and give us an expert's insight into this style matchup and whether or not this is still a very competitive match? Who would we have to talk to? Gogi? Gogi? Guys, tomorrow night, Gogi on this show will break down the upcoming Canelo versus Charlo matchup the only way he can. Guys, please tune into that tomorrow night.
Right. And I want to read this.
Go ahead.
I want to read this real quick. I just seen this on Twitter. This is from W.A.W. Jack. Let me check, make sure it's really him. Yes, it is. You know how people on the internet could be, but he says, I won't be fighting Canelo next. They said the weight difference is too much. They wanted to drain the old man and fight me 20 pounds under the cruiserweight limit for the title with a laughing emoji, plus a rehydration clause. Canelo, let's give the fans, he says here, this is the last. Canelo, let's give the fans what they want to see. Fight David Benavidez. Oh, boy.
Well, I tell you what, I guess that was the 10%. It looks like it isn't happening in December after all. Well, looks like he's down to only one option because Benavidez has already moved on. And for what I'm hearing, it's almost a done deal with Morrell in October. So that leaves Charlo or Hamburger Langa, guys. Which one would you rather see? I know what I'm choosing. Hands down, guys. Hands down. So we're going to find out from Coach Gogi what he thinks and see if that sledgehammer, intelligent lead hand of Jermall Charlo can still give Canelo a boatload of problems.
And it will. It will. And if any of you who have been following me for quite some time know that I'm a guy that likes to do, film studies. When I do my predictions, I show footage. And the one thing that I've been telling you guys for a long time, the one punch that consistently gives Canelo trouble in a fight is a good jab. And we know that Jermall Charlo has a good, long, stiff jab. So, yeah, going to be a good fight, guys.
That's what I love. That's what I love. I tell you what, guys, it's not only a very strong sledgehammer lead hand. It's very intelligent. He mixes in feints, touch probing jabs, and then hard sledgehammer jabs to the body, chest, and head. And what that does is that disrupts the timing and rhythm of a prolific counterpuncher. What kind of fighter is Canelo, Coach?
Yeah, he's a catch and shoot kind of counterpuncher, So, yep, it's going to be interesting to see how he deals with the jab. We know, again, look at the Bivol fight, look at the Triple G fights. All those guys have good jabs. Even Caleb Plant, he doesn't hit the hardest.
Hold that thought, my friend. Hold that thought. I do have to interrupt here. Dre, I'm sorry I didn't get to all your comments, my friend. And yes, you are a very, very great extended family member of War Week Radio, and we love you on this program, brother. Thank you for always supporting the show. He says, it's been a long day, Joseph. I'm dead tired. Much respect to your show. I like this show, and I support it. Can you do it? Thank you, brother. Catch you later, my friend. Dude, thank you for being here, brother. And once again, we value your opinion. And we want to thank you for always supporting G Funky and myself. Thank you, brother. And there it is. There it is. And so as you were, G, keep going, sir. I'm sorry.
No, it's I think I just said everything I wanted to say. So we're good, man.
There it is. There it is, brother. And you're absolutely right, guys. You're absolutely right. He's a prolific counterpuncher. And yeah, that's going to give him a lot of trouble. G Funky knows what he's talking about, guys. He is very good at breaking down film study. Yeah. That's why he's been doing this. How long have you been doing this now, G Funky?
I've been 12 years on YouTube talking boxing. And yeah, there's a few years where I did the podcasting thing and I had a lot of fun. But my roots in this thing have always been predictions, then coming on after the fight's over, giving my thoughts on the fight. Went back to doing that. and having a great time, having a lot of success. And, you know, it's great, man. I'll always be here because, once again, I'm a neutral fan in this thing. I don't lean one way or another. This is a hobby for me. I love boxing. So there's no lucrative incentive for me to stick around or leave, you know. So G-Funk's always going to be here. As long as there's a platform to talk about boxing, I'll be here, man.
God bless you, my friend, and we love you. We love what you do. We love your unbiased boxing talk, and we love your expertise, brother. Thank you. And once again, thank you for being a huge part of this program. I didn't want to do it without you, brother. In fact, yeah, that's why I waited, man. God bless you, my friend. And once again, thank you, Dre Finest, for always supporting the program, sir. I want to welcome Tyrese Bowie. He says, Peter Quillen is more deserving than Charlo, brother. Woo! Old glass jaw Peter Quillen. I love it. Love it. Peter Quillen, he's a super great guy, super nice guy. And I used to love interviewing when he was just a prospect back in the day. Hope he's doing well. I haven't spoken to him in a while. Sly tendencies. Joe's actually defending Canelo for once. Guys, it's neither defending nor tearing him down. It's the truth. That's it. Once again, I told you guys the truth when, there's a reason I told you guys a long time ago that Bivol wasn't going to get the rematch for a good reason. I defended Canelo back then. Now, I don't know if you want to call it defending. I'm just telling you how it is. That's it, guys. That's it. Hold on. Truth teller. No, I believe if this ain't a faux pas, I don't know what it is. LOL. Truth teller says, notice G-Funky didn't acknowledge it. G-Funky is, okay, dude. You're about to get blocked, bro. That's about it. No more. No more of that. There's no room for that. You sound like an ignorant dick is what you sound like. Okay? So no more of that shit. Now, Sid UK has the beat. This is hilarious. Joseph and G-Funky should be shamed. Telling boxing news without bias. How dare they? Are these two going to say there's only two genders next? I could spit out my cup of tea to such a shock to the snowflakes. Woo! Oh, I love it. I love it. Thank you, Sid. That was beautiful, man. Especially right after, Truth Teller was spewing and regurgitating all of that vomit, that verbal dog shit, right? Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it, brother. Yep. He finally says something sensible. Well, not better. Well, the Charlo fight is a hell of a fight. Yes, that's the most honest and truthful thing you've actually said tonight. Better than a David fight? Well, you don't know that. There's a reason why they actually fight the fights.
Yep.
That's it, guys. Want to welcome my brother Goza Burro to the show. He says, remember, it's always business before entertainment. Fight with David is too much to lose and too little to gain. I can see why Canelo is going for Charlo and W.A.W. Legacy, not dollars. Guys. Oh, boy. Once again, I often ask myself, I'm going to ask you this once again, G. Am I speaking tonight in Mandarin Chinese?
Maybe to some out there.
Jeez. And let's see. Truth Teller also says, Charlo is a very dangerous opponent. He's a young black athlete, punches with power and hungry. Nella will be beating an undefeated champ from his era who they said he ducked. You know what, brother? That's one way to look at it. But yes, guys, come on. Are you forgetting that this is an undefeated 2-division world champion, guys? Get up for this fight. Get the F up for this fight, man. This is a great fight that you've been asking for. I can feel my blood pressure start to rise, and I told myself I wasn't going to get excited. Tranquilo, Heron, tranquilo. But am I wrong about this? Gee, what's the problem here? What's the problem? What's not to like about this?
There is nothing to complain about, man. Again, guys, when you've been on this platform as long as I have, you know how shit works, all right? Many, many years, certain channels have invested in talking bad about Canelo, calling him a duck, saying that he's not that good, saying that he's overrated, saying that he won't fight any black fighters, things like that. Those are the channels that are going to find a way to bitch and moan about this fight because it's getting real. It's getting real, man. And one thing I know about fanboys is this, man. They hate having that feeling in their stomach just before the bell rings for a big fight that's a 50-50 fight, man. They hate that. Real fans like myself, we love that feeling, you know?
Yeah, that's what
We
I'm
love
saying.
it.
Who hates that? That's why we watch. That's
Yep.
why we watch. Once again, guys, remember, G Funky, and I miss this so much, right? I miss this about being a fan. Like, dude, like the 90s, before I ever got introduced to this business, I love being a fan. I love that anticipation. Brother, when it was Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield 1, when it was that Saturday morning and I woke up, that's the very first thing I thought of. And forgive me, Lord Jesus, it wasn't praying to you that morning. It was my head popped off the pillow and I said, holy shit, it's fight night, guys. And it felt like Christmas morning. Who wouldn't love that feeling? Guys, embrace it.
It's the best.
And guys,
man,
if your fighter wins, it makes it that much more beautiful.
right.
If it means that it means something. That's a great thing, guys. That's a great thing. Come on now.
Yep. And for these guys who push these things on their channel, they're scared because guess what? That narrative they've been pushing could possibly die on fight day. And trust me, that's exactly what it is, guys. And I agree 100% with you, Joe. Funny thing, you mentioned that feeling that you had from Tyson Holyfield 1. Today, on this date, 23 years ago, was Oscar De La Hoya versus Shane Mosley. Sugar Shane Mosley. Their first fight took place. And my cousin, who was an amateur fighter at the time, was a big Shane Mosley fan. You know, he patterned his style after him back then. And look, guys, we were both 16 years old. We were, you know, it was summer vacation, so we ain't getting up early for nothing, right? We're staying up all night, partying and sleeping all day, right? But guess what? Not on this date 20 years ago. I got a phone call at 8 a.m. and was like, hey, fight's today. That's the first thing I heard. The fight is tonight, baby. I was like, you fucking right. We were so excited for that, man. Yes, those were the best feelings. And what a great fight. Oscar De La Hoya versus Shane Mosley. Great fight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Oh my gosh, that's a great story, dude. And that's it, guys. That's why we love this sport. We love the great matchups. Why would you want to go into a matchup being a foregone conclusion in your mind? Does that make it more exciting to you?
Nope. It only makes their channel more money. That's it. That's what these guys are not concerned with the health of boxing. They're not.
Oh gosh, that makes me sick. So once again, guys, you heard it from G Funky, the truth serum. You heard it, man. He's right on the money. You cannot refute a damn thing he's saying. You can't. So when you do speak the truth, well, these idiots will always try to discredit you, right?
Mm-hmm.
To try and put some doubt as far as why you shouldn't be a credible source. But it's dog shit. They're protecting their bullshit. Their platform is built on dog shit. And they've been selling it to fans who don't know any better. That's it.
True.
And when you speak the truth, Oh, they feel threatened. That's it, guys. That's it. Very well said, G Funky. Very well, brother. Want to give a big shout out to my brother Juice. Salute Joseph and the Warwick fam. Salute to you, friend. Thank you for always supporting the show, my friend. So we're going to go to the main event of the evening. Just 1 second. Give a big shout out to EJ. What's going on, fellas? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope you're going to enjoy the fights this evening from Nola. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, big shout out to my brother Joey Chaz. Joseph, does Charlo even deserve a big payday? Well, he's gonna get it. Whether he deserves it or not, he's gonna get it. Oh, Chingao. Oh, geez. We want to give a big shout out to brother Big Luke from New York. He's been an extended War Week Radio family member back when we were the Pugilist Corner on the old East Side Boxing 13 years ago. He says Boo Boo desperately needs to come back on World Week and start building his fan base again. You know what, brother? He might lessen my fan. No, I'm kidding. No, honestly, it's always a joy to speak with Demetrius. He is a great guy, truth be known. He is a great guy. And he is one of the funniest guys I've ever met. And Big Luke knows. He remembers all of the excellent comedic segments that he used to provide on our radio show. He's a great guy. And once again, it's just proof positive, G Funky, that you can be an elite level fighter. You can have a great personality. And that's still no guarantee that it's going to equate to a big fan base. Because there is no rhyme or reason, guy, why fans choose to gravitate towards one fighter and not another. It's a sad fact of the entertainment industry, and that's not exclusive to boxing. That's what music, that's what the motion picture industry. That's it, man. That's it. I want to thank you for joining us, Big Luke. And also my brother, Tony Boswell. Thank you for joining us, sir. Much respect. War Week Radio in the chat. Stop in to show support. And hit the like button, baby. Happy Father's Day to the chat and the panel. Happy Father's Day to you, G Funky. Happy Father's Day to you, Tony. Happy Father's Day to everyone. And guys, once again, I'm the happiest dad in the world right now because I got my Father's Day present early, and I've got a hoarse voice to show for it. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sonny. I love you so much, buddy. And guys, in case you hadn't noticed, that's my son's band, Roshi, that are going to be, well, it's taking a little bit longer for the mastering process, but we're going to be dropping that single within the next couple weeks. And guys, please like it when it's hit the like button, listen to it when it's out, and hope you can support my son's band, Roshi, Roshii, just like Dragon Ball Z, guys, just like Dragon Ball Z. And I'm sorry, guys, I don't know if we're going to be able to make it through every single comment because there are a ton, right? And my apologies, guys, if we can't get to all of them, because we have to go to our main event of the evening. G Funky has to go back to living his life, living the dream, spending time with his angels. So we're going to talk about this, guys. And I bring up, and this just kills me. I'm going to bring up a friend of mine who sent me this message via text. He said, Joseph, there is no way on God's green earth that anyone can convince me that Benavidez fight should happen long before Charlo should ever be. Let me see if I read that correctly. Look, there is no way on God's green earth that anyone could convince me that the Benavidez fight should happen long before Charlo should ever even be considered. He has not even fought one guy at 68, fight someone in the top 15 before it should even be considered. And I also know that you and Ronnie Shields are good friends, so there's that. You can't convince me otherwise.
No point in talking to him then about it.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. So guys, that's our main event of the evening with G Funky. Who's more deserving right now? Jamal Charlo or David Benavidez? We're going to go through the facts, guys. And once again, we're not going to make a decision. We're going to leave that up to you guys, right? So, G Funky, if you had to make a case, say you're representing David Benavidez, please state a case for David Benavidez being more deserving than Jermall Charlo of this super fight with Canelo Alvarez.
Well, the first thing I would say is, look, he's the WBC mandatory for whatever that's worth. We know, I mean, obviously we know that the WBC is not going to strip Canelo. They'll make up something to keep that money rolling in. But that's one case you could make. Another case would be, hey, look, this is a rivalry that's already built in here in the United States.
Yes.
The Mexican community always supports boxing. So we have the face of boxing, Canelo Alvarez, headlining the pay-per-view, followed by the Mexican-American David Benavidez, who many people feel is the, like Mike Tyson would say, the Mexican monster. All right.
That was good, man.
Thank you. And he's got a fan-friendly style. He's not a quote-unquote runner like a lot of fans complain about. He's not a defensive guy who's just thinking defense first. He throws punches and bunches. He's willing to stick his chin out there and get hit. And it'll be an exciting, entertaining fight for all the fans, and could possibly be a close fight. And we could possibly do it twice, maybe 3 times, man. That's what I would say.
Okay, well, I'm going to add some more fuel to that, brother. He is a damn two-time WBC super middleweight champion. Come on now. As well as being the interim WBC champion right now, which is his mandatory for Canelo, right? He's the fight, and there's the strongest evidence. He is the fight that every real fight fan has formed a consensus into believing that this is the fight that matters. This is the only fight that they want to see Canelo in. And damn it, it's very hard to disagree with the real bosses of boxing.
Mm-hmm.
They want to see this fight. That's it. What's not to love? Look at the style matchup. It's going to be lights out, guys. You've got in the immortal words of the late, great Gorilla Monsoon, Jess, it's the irresistible force against the immovable object, Jess. Come on, guys. This is, we need to see this fight. This is it. And that I think, boy, it seems like case closed, right? You would think.
Yeah.
Oh, but I'm going to make a case for Jermall Charlo. Once again, guys, this is a gentleman. Now, once again, David Benavidez, he's the current mandatory challenger for Canelo Alvarez's WBC title at 168. But long before that ever happened, Jermall Charlo was the WBC mandatory challenger, what about almost half a decade ago for Canelo Alvarez? Okay, at 160. That's how long he's been clamoring and deserving of this fight. And what did they do, the WBC, rather than mandating this? They gave him the franchise bullshit tag. Oh, you know what? You don't have to fight him. Don't worry about that. We're going to protect you, Canelo. Come on. You can make the bigger money fights. A guy like Kovalev, right? You can fight him for your 4th division world title. Don't worry about Jermall Charlo. There's plenty of time for that, guys. Okay, we'll go ahead and give him the middleweight championship distinction, right? You don't have to worry about that. We're going to take care of you, brother. And Jermall Charlo is like, what? Wait a minute. So what am I? Okay. And this was long before it was even a thought to move up to 168 pounds. Okay. So wait a minute. Didn't Canelo Alvarez just clean out 168? And that's why he's undisputed. He fought all the title holders.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. How come he didn't fight David Benavidez? Wasn't he the WBC champion? Nope.
At one time he was.
Yep, but guess what? Fat ass lost his title on the scale. Is it Canelo's fault? Is it Jermall Charlo's fault? Is it Canelo's? Is it anyone else's fault but his? The only reason why you haven't seen that fight yet is because David Benavidez lost his title on the scale. That made the title vacant. Canelo then petitioned to compete for the vacant title. Rather than putting him in the ring with Avni Yildirim right off the bat, well, they had it. Well, you can fight Callum Smith, and we'll put the vacant title up with that matchup. So Canelo Alvarez fought for the ring, fought for Callum Smith's Super WBA title, and fought for the vacant WBC title. And that was a great matchup, and he whooped his ass. But where was David Benavidez? Oh, he wasn't anywhere to be seen because he was crying because he just lost his belt from being an undisciplined fat ass. So is he still more deserving than Jermall Charlo, G?
I mean, look, they both have a case. They both have a very strong
hold on.
case.
Also, and look, I will say this. Dave Benavidez, he's got time. He's only 25. Jermall Charlo, 33 years of age. And look, he's been the leading candidate the past 2 years. And he was left at the altar twice. They've already been through this negotiation process. This is why Ronnie Shields is saying, you know what, man, I'll believe it when I see it. We've already been down this road. And you know what? I'll have to see it to believe it. I'll have to see it to believe it, damn it. Because I honestly, you're not going to see me get excited until I see his John Hancock on the contract. And he's justified in saying that. Steven Espinosa is the same way. Hey, you know what? I'm not going to bust open the champagne until we see that contract signed. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to celebrate. I'm not even going to get hopeful about it because we've been down this road before. So you can't tell me that David Benavidez is more deserving of Jermall Charlo. You can't tell me that Benavidez is more deserving than Jermall Charlo. You can make a case for both fighters, but damn it. Charlo has been waiting for this fight for almost half a decade. He's had the carrot dangled in front of his damn nose for almost half a decade with nothing. Nothing. So now he's finally got the opportunity. And everyone is shitting all over it. And shitting all over him as a result. Why? Why, G Funky? Why?
I love that. Why?
You know what? I told myself I wasn't going to get overtly emotional about anything today. I guess it's just in my blood. It's ingrained in my DNA. I can't do a damn thing about it. Damn you, G Funky.
Yeah, I mean, he was in the position that Benavidez is in at 168, a few years back. So, yeah, both fighters have a legit case, I would just say this, for the sake of argument, I've seen a lot of polls over the last 2-3 weeks, I would say, from some big channels on YouTube. One of them here, Showbiz the Adult. Now, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Showbiz, but he has a huge channel, right? And he put up a poll, and currently there's 11,000 votes. And the question is, who would you like to see Canelo fight next? David Benavidez, Jermall Charlo, Dimitri Bivol, or Badu Jack? 73% vote for David Benavidez, 19% Charlo, 7% Bivol, and 2% Jack. So, I mean, every poll that I've seen, Benavidez is always the leader. And
Mhm.
the amount is, it varies from pole to pole, but I would say right now it's a much hotter fight than Jamal Charlo. But yeah, he's
No
got a
doubt
case,
about it.
man. He's got
No
a
doubt
case.
about it. And I tell you what, do conduct that same poll last year and the year before and the year before that. Let's see
Mhm.
what the results are. Right? Now, once again, guys, here's the biggest case. And this is, I'm a stern believer that the fans are indeed the real bosses of boxing. But this is why Canelo couldn't care less what the hell you say. Because you
Mhm.
guys aren't purchasing pay-per-views. You guys aren't. And once again, I'm not speaking for all of you guys. Some of you guys, right, are great fight fans that still purchase these events. You still buy tickets, and my hat's off to you. And I love you guys. But the great majority of diehard fight fans, statistics have already proven this. You guys aren't financially supporting the business any longer. So should anyone listen to your voice as a credible one any further?
Yep, that's the unfortunate thing, man, with boxing fans.
So, in my
Uh,
opinion, do these polls mean a damn thing to anyone in this business any further?
nope.
And that's the sad reality, guys. Now, guys, you can change this. You can change all of this. And it starts on July 29th. Guys, this is the fight that you guys have been wanting to see. It shouldn't matter if it's on Showtime. It shouldn't matter that it's PBC. Guys, this is the fight. This is the fight that you've been asking for. And you're getting two. You're getting a rematch. But I can guarantee you this, if both fights lose their ass and lose money, do you really think networks, fighters, promoters are going to throw you a bone ever again? Hell no, brother. So guys, do it. You put up or shut up. Put up or shut up. That's it. Put up or shut up. You either buy this event, you start financially supporting your favorite pastime again, or shut the hell up forever. That's it. Your voice means nothing. I feel like Willy Wonka at the very end when he's chewing out Grandpa Joe and a Charlie bucket. That's how I feel right now. You lose. Good day, sir.
Good day, sir. Yep. And look,
Excuse
I
me.
understand some of you guys, can't afford, an extra, 50, 60, 70, however much it is, depending on the platform. And throw a fight party, man.
That's
You
it.
know, throw a fight party. That's another way to get around paying for it fully, man. Let's just do the right thing, man, and let's get this sport back to the glory days, man. And it all starts with the fans.
That's it, guys. You guys have the power to determine everything in this business. Everything, guys. Oh my gosh. And do you guys really want to relinquish that kind of power, that kind of clout? No, don't do it, guys. Give them every reason to keep making these great matchups a reality. Come on, guys. This is what you wanted. This is what you've been asking for. And you're not going to say thank you to everyone who made this a reality? Of course you're not going to do that. You're going to purchase this event because you do appreciate it and you do love your beloved box and you do love this matchup and you do love both fighters. And you're going to express your gratitude by purchasing this event. And guess what? As a result, they're going to keep listening to you. And they're going to start listening to you a lot more fervently than they have been over the past several years. Guys, you have the key. You have the power just by pressing that little button. And that's the reality of the business, guys. And there it is. G Funky, your parting shots. for today's show. And brother, I couldn't have done it without you, man. You did an excellent job, brother. Excellent. I love your insights. I love your demeanor. Brother, you're my Dean Martin to my Jerry Lewis. You do a great job, my friend.
Thanks a lot, Joe. Appreciate you having me come on the platform and talk some boxing. Always a pleasure. And for everyone out in the chat, even if you don't like me, it is what it is. Like I said, I don't do this for money. I don't do this for clout. I do this because I truly love the sport. And if you want to subscribe, it's the same as you see on the screen. That's how you find me here on YouTube. And yeah, man, come check me out. I'm going to be live tonight with another friend of mine, Lukey. He has a new channel, Lukey Boxing.
Lukey, man. Lukey's a great guy. Very insightful, man.
Yeah, really nice guy. And him and I have done some work together. We've met up a few times at some fights here in the Northern California region. Yeah, he's a great guy. So check us out over there. If you subscribe to me, I'll be sharing the link so you guys can join us. And I'll be posting this as well so my audience can check it out. And thank you all. And thank you, Joe. Appreciate it.
You know what, brother? Thank you, sir. You did a great job. And once again, man, you're always a joy to share the air with. And I absolutely love, man, your channel. Guys, please go support G Funky. Please go subscribe if you haven't already. And guys, if you missed any part of this spectacular gala that we've had on Saturday, go ahead and rewind, or it'll be on demand, well, for the end of time. Guys, we want to thank you for joining us and sharing Saturday afternoon with us. And, if you didn't like anything that we said today, that doesn't change it from being real. God bless all of you guys. Have a wonderful weekend. And guys, happy Father's Day to all of you. The most important job you will ever have in your lifetime. Make the most of it, guys. Your kids will love you for it. God bless all of you. My prayers are to all of you guys. On behalf of the G Funky, I'm Joseph Heron. You've been listening to War Week Radio. Have a great evening, everybody.